prayer begins with silence. It begins with quiet. It begins with slowing down. Now, two related words to this idea of silence are also stillness and solitude. These are things that Jesus did in his life. But the challenge is that we live in a world where there is a lot of noise. We live in a world where there are a lot of distractions. There's a lot of noise in our outside world. There's a lot of noise that's just in us as people. And part of the reason why there's so much noise is we live in a very busy and hurried culture. We've all experienced that, right? Our lives are quite full. We have jobs and works and schedules and kids, and they all have schedules and sports. And we can constantly be people who are moving and doing all the time. I mean, maybe you found this dynamic, like trying to make plans with people, and you're getting out your calendars, and you're like, well, I got one day 6 months from now, and maybe we'll make that work. Our lives are full, and they're busy. Silence is hard to come by. It's hard to slow down and experience stillness. My son Cohen, he's about a year and a half, he has a book that's his favorite right now. This little book, it's called Go, Dog, Go. I don't know if you've heard of this book before, P.D. Eastman. And each page, as you flip it, it's just the narrator yelling at dogs to go places. And these dogs are just running around frantically. And it's like, go, dog, go. You can run, skip, or hike. Go by boat, train, or hike. I could probably recite the entire book to you. I've read it a number of times. But these dogs are just hurrying. They're going everywhere. Go, 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 do. And I read that book, it makes me laugh. That's kind of what we do in our culture. We constantly are moving and doing. Even when you look onto social media, a big thing right now is hustle culture, right? And you look at people's daily routines, and they'll kind of put their daily routines online, and you see it's like you get up, and there's the great workout, and then there's the ice bath, and then there's the gourmet meal, and then you've solved world hunger by 9 a.m., and you're like, wow, you're productive. Or even just the idea of constantly, how do we make more and do more? You got to get a side hustle. You got to generate more income. Now, please hear me. I'm not saying that's wrong. We gotta make a living. It's great to achieve things. It's good to be able to produce results in action. I think we want that as people. But at some point, we have to ask ourselves if all the going and doing is missing the essence of life itself. And if we're always in hyperdrive, are we able to actually live a true spiritual life? Because a spiritual life invites us to slow down, to experience stillness and silence.